Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So Miriam's not on yet?
Not yet, but I did just communicate with them recently, so it sounds like they're all set. Cool.
Now that Miriam. Hey. Now Danielle, that may be Miriam, but she's not on video. Let me see what her number is. No, that's somebody else.
Hi, Susan.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. Good morning.
Hey.
Morning.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Hi.
So very well done for those of you on video. We prefer that everybody was on video. It's easier for me. Hey.
Hi, Phila.
Oh.
Nice beard, Dave.
Hey there. Hi, Scylla. Can't hear you. You're muted. We'll have to.
You think she duplicates that?
So it's a well-meant feeling, but I think her camera's muted.
Yeah, the mute button isn't pressed, so it seems like maybe a computer thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hmm.
Oh, now it looks like it's pressed. I'm gonna message her.
Okay, great. Thanks. Paul Becker, we're trying to have everybody that we can be on video, just to let you know. There you go. Great. There's Miriam.
There she is. Hey, Miriam.
Hold on 1 second.
Hi, Miriam.
Mom? Hold on.
Yeah, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Lorraine and Marge.
Hello.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hold on. It's just connecting this. Let me just make sure the Wi-Fi is on.
Hey, Amanda. Hi,
Hi.
Miriam.
Hi.
Hi, Miriam.
Just sit here.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
It's windy. It dropped. Do we have time? Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Hi, Rika.
I know, I just saw that. I'll be right there.
So now.
Mitch Drobin.
Hey,
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, hey.
No.
I want you to stay.
Where's
Yeah, hold on.
Mitch?
Hold on.
Oh, there's Mitch. I see Mitch.
Hey, hey, Susan.
So these are all the people on the call right now.
Where's Danny?
Hold on.
Oh, Sula.
Mhm. Hold on.
Hey, Miriam, just so you know, just a comment, you're on here twice. We see you on the video, and then there's also a square. Oh, it's gone now. Amanda is running the show well.
Yep. Okay. Let me go just get something to drink. Well, see all these noises. That means people are hopping on the call.
Oh, Marika.
Hey, hi, Susan. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Marika.
Hey, Marika.
Hi, very
Hi,
nice. Hi, guys. How are
Down there?
Hi.
Susan, is Danny on?
No, Danny's not on, I don't think, unless his number is 51638. Does that say 3820860? I don't know who that is.
No.
Well, you should probably let him know that,
Alice and Sean.
just make sure that he's got the right stuff, and maybe ask Amanda to do that in terms of getting on.
Worn out.
Are you on? Because everybody's on. We don't see you. Okay, he said he's joining, Susan.
Okay, great.
There he is.
Here.
Okay, here now.
Oh, okay, great. Hey, Danny. Hey, Karen. So, Alice and Sean, we're trying to get everybody we can on video. It's up to you, but it would be great. Same thing with you, Kate. Very good, Harry. Nice to see you.
Hey, Susan.
Marika.
Hello. Who said that?
Miriam.
Oh, Miriam. Hi. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Miss Amanda, come join us.
Yeah, I think we'll wait just a couple more minutes
Sounds
and
good.
then we'll get started.
Oh, what about Keith? Is he coming on or is he on?
I don't know. Well, there's
He should be.
Kate.
Okay, okay.
Kate's on. I don't know about Keith.
Keith is
Send-
coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
He is on?
he's coming. I'll send him another reminder.
Please.
Who's that? Can't see who's in the corner there.
That's Mitch.
Hart. Oh, Hart. Is that his name?
That's Lorena.
Okay, I couldn't see.
Oh, there's Robin. Hey, Robin.
Hey,
Sue. How are you?
I'm good. That must be
Hey,
a
Robin.
grandchild.
This is Ruby, Amanda's youngest daughter. Ruby, she's 5 months.
Oh, too cute.
So
Oh,
Who's
there's
that?
another Amanda.
Nice. Maybe we're on. Can we just be on one? Yeah.
Okay, there's Chris coming on. That's good.
No, there's still people hopping on. Somebody's calling you.
Sub Central.
Okay.
Should I exit this? No. I'm in.
Oh, no, it's fine. See the name.
Babel.
That's his son.
There's
Don
Robert.
and Tim. Hey.
Oh, hi.
Don and Tim. Oh, hi, Don.
Gina's
Hi,
coming
Tim.
on.
Hi, Harry.
Hey, Chris,
Hi,
guys, we're
David.
trying to get everybody we can with their videos on. So anybody that can is willing to turn their videos on, it makes it more of a group thing happening.
Wait, whose baby is that?
That's Robin's granddaughter, Ruby.
I'm babysitting at the moment.
Good for you.
Where are we? I gotta put us on mute.
So Danielle, is Keith on, or should we wait for
Yeah,
Keith?
I see Keith.
There he
You
is. Hi,
do? Where do
Keith.
you see Keith?
Yeah, I see him.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, good. We couldn't
Can you-
start without you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
Hi, Chris.
And there's
Hello.
Chris and Gina. Hey, Chris and Gina. Okay, good.
I see.
Is
Keith.
Danny
Chris.
on?
Is Danny on? Yes, Danny is over. Let me see, where is he?
And do we know Sandra Kilsby?
I don't know who that is.
So just click the sign.
Miriam, Danny is right underneath you from a box standpoint.
I don't see him.
Oh, I'll show you.
I'm saying either.
Danny, can you wave? There's Danny and Karen right underneath you and Amanda. They're waving.
Oh, there's Danny.
There's
Okay.
the. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Oh, Renee. Keith.
Does anybody know who Sandra Kilsby is?
Open the mic.
You are open.
Oh, Danielle, isn't that
Yeah.
Diane's friend? Is that Diane's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know.
No, see your phone.
I'll just let her in and let's see.
Okay, we're just gonna wait one more minute and then we'll get started.
Not the most comfortable chairs.
Why do we have this here?
Hold on.
No, don't change it.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
no, no, no.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Reverend Susie Rowe, and I'm gonna be doing this memorial service to celebrate the life of Malcolm Babel. And since this is a virtual service, we didn't get to send around like a written program for everybody. So I'll just give you like how it's gonna work. First thing I'll do is, go over Malcolm's life, and then there's the actual service itself. And then at the end, and anybody that wants to has the opportunity to, briefly give their remembrances of Malcolm at the end. Okay, so first about Malcolm.
No, give it to me.
I've known Malcolm since 1976. Obviously, we were very young. And we were on course together in the academy at the Church of Scientology of New York. And at that point, Malcolm was already a trained auditor, and I was just beginning my auditor training. So we've been friends for a very long time. Malcolm was born in the Bronx on February 28th, 1943. He graduated from NYU Law School and started out as a lawyer, his first job, working for legal aid in New York City. He later opened up his own law practice. He was a lawyer for 50 years, and he loved it because he helped people. In 1983, Malcolm married Miriam. Give me a minute. Who was the love of his life. I remember the first time I met Miriam, and I was so happy to meet her because I could see right away that both she and Malcolm would take very good care of each other. As long as they were married, well, actually probably even starting when they were just going out, or at least engaged, he always referred very lovingly to Miriam as his honey. He acted like they had just gotten together like yesterday. He and Miriam have 2 children. The oldest is Danny, and the youngest is Amanda. Danny is married to Karen, and it was such a joy for him to know a few months ago that Danny and Karen were going to have a baby, and that this would be Malcolm and Miriam's first grandchild. He was very happy that Amanda was doing well in her work and in her friends. Malcolm was very proud to be Jewish, and he raised his family in the Jewish tradition. Malcolm loved sports, and that's in capital letters, bold print, especially baseball. And he coached kids in sports, and he loved it whenever he could. It was so usual for Malcolm to wear a baseball cap that it almost, in my view, seemed like part of his anatomy, and a little surprising, wondering what was happening if he didn't have it on. Per Miriam, Malcolm's 3 loves were her, his family, and Scientology. Malcolm was a very long time parishioner of the Church of Scientology and very proud of being a Scientologist. He was the Long Island OT Committee chairman for many years and was very honored to be appointed by chairman of the board, RTC, as an OT ambassador. He was at the spiritual level of solo nuts. Malcolm loved helping people, and he was tenacious about it, whether it was in the law or in Scientology or as a coach. As a longtime friend of both Malcolm and Miriam's, I have my own experience of his tenaciousness. Years ago, Malcolm dogged me for literally weeks until I finally, with him, did my will and my medical power of attorney, etc. So he knew I was cared for and had done the right thing. And that's the way he was. Malcolm loved the Long Island Church of Scientology and did all possible to help expand it. Most recently, he was assisting many parishioners to get onto extension courses in COVID. He and Miriam were the first Long Island ideologue humanitarian. He was a committed Scientologist. Malcolm tried to be a good friend and comrade to all he knew and do what he felt was right. He lived a long and very good life and fought hard to live as long and well as he did. At this point, I want to read a letter from, here, one second. Yes, this is a letter that his case supervisor from the Flag land base in Clearwater wrote to him. And I went to see him a couple weeks ago, and I was able to read this to him. So this is from her. It says, "Hello, Malcolm. I've been informed of what is happening and have a communication for you. I want you to know that you are truly thanked. For all you have accomplished in this lifetime, which has not been a little. And I, for one, think of you with great fondness. You have been a staunch Scientologist for many years, and because of you, there are others who are also on their way up the bridge to total freedom. Please be assured that Miriam will be well cared for. The rest of your family and friends will see that she has any needed assistance. She is a strong woman. You chose well. You know, Malcolm, It is okay for you to go when you wish to. This is what L. Ron Hubbard had to say about it in a lecture he gave in 1955. An individual is not as alive as his heart beats. He is not as alive as his toes wiggle. No, he is as alive as he can consent to play the role he is playing. If he is then playing that role by his own consent, he'll be alive to a remarkable degree. It is a remarkable thing, isn't it? It has a lot to do with willingness to be. If you are willing to be, or if you are capable of being by your own determinism, then you can be certain of life, and you can be certain of the future, and you can be certain of what you are doing, and certain of the motives, good or bad, of those around you. If you are capable determining your own beingness. And this is the last part that Katie had to say, who's the case supervisor. She said, your spiritual folders will be safely stored at Flag under the name of Malcolm Babel with the case level of solo knots. They will be there for you when you are ready to resume your progress up the bridge. I and your friends wish you well and a safe and rapid return. Much love, Katie. Okay, so now this is the Scientology funeral service for Malcolm Babel. And I wanna go over a couple of words because for those of you who have heard this before, it's done in a very poetic manner and there are some archaic words. Okay, so it's just like 3 or 4. So here it says 4 pence, and that means for a penny. And then later on, he uses the term provender, and that is food. So the context there is where without knife or provender. So that means food. And let's see, later on, he uses the term vedette, actually vedettes. And those are scouts, like the guy that they send forward to see what's happening forward of a group going ahead. And it's that context of ahead are vedettes. So that's scouts. And then, let me see, I think this is the last one. Here it's banners furled, and that means rolled up tightly. Okay. All right, here we go. Our loss is gain in other times. Our hopes on future bent must then depend on incidents like these, for bodies wear, and in the fine grist mill of time are spent in service such as yours. And go our time by smallest time into the yesterday, wherein began the conquest of eternity. What did we know when yesterday we wept? What grip upon us had our ignorance that we in our conceit did feel that all of us were mortal here, and lives once led were spent and wasted on our selfish selves? How narrow is such scope to feel that we should be eternally the goal of all the toil and wretchedness from birth to death, and like a play, the curtain dropped and left an empty stage. How dull of us to feel that we were all the target of this strife, and that we lived but once, and living then did reconcile the whole in one brief life. Oh no, a wider drama here was planned and staged, and we with narrowness of mind did overlook the plan. We said that all is mortal flesh, the spirit just a thing to send for pence to some strange heaven there to waste its skill, or had we not the price, to some deep other place, to pain and waste again the life. To what dark depths were dropped our minds to feel that flesh is capable of love or trust or livingness, to feel that fingernails and masks are all we need to dream. To what deep place did our love go? That mass should recompense. Anxieties that ruled our years were nurtured here, and we, made blind and dumb by other greed, spanned down our lives to one. What a waste. To feel that all our love, our work, our gifts, our knowledge, and our sighs were meant to be consumed all in one breath and flash and by one name. Today, come wiser now, the chains gone weak, the tyranny of cult gone tired with the years, we look and we find we live, not once, but on and on. From body's birth to body's grave, and then to birth again, and yea, to grave again. So to dispose possessions oft come undone with livingness. From century to century, from age to age and on, we go in march along the path that leads forever up the countless tick of time. We crawl, we walk, we fly, we win. From here and evermore, the heritage of all our lives, and spend it once again. Why, this is no sad and bleakish look, no sorrowed thing, this life. This is an adventure, pure, where without knife or provender, we leap aloft into eternity and span forever in a breath. This is adventure, where we step from tie to body tie and go our way. Our suffering is self-centered here, for we have lost in truth the smile, the touch, the skill and happiness we gained from Malcolm, who gave to us from his past ability to live and fare against the tides and storms of fate. It's true, we've lost his shoulder up against the wheel, and lost as well his counsel and his strength, but lost them only for a while. He goes not with the dismal roll drum, but with a whisper like a fairy's sigh, to smooth the way for when we come. He'll be in some good future time and future place. His smile, his touch, his skill, invested there to make a way of life. True, true, we may not know him then, and only know his work, but still, if we sent not ahead our vedettes into time, we would not have a race. And so branched off from this genetic line and into some new corner or new world, we've sent you, Malcolm. And there they'll be, we know it now, a smile, a touch, a happiness for us. And you could not find on earth. And so it turns the day, the year, the age. And so we go with banners furled and quietly upon our way. But now we know, and now we'll find the way. Into the dark has come the light. Into tomorrow enters night. Into heaven go no more. Into life our spirits soar, conquering ever wisdom's store. We do not tremble faced with death. We know that living is not breath. Prevail. Go, Malcolm, and take the life that offers now, and live in good expectancy that we will do our part. Go, Malcolm. You can control that which you must. Our loss is gain in wisdom and in skill to future dates and other smiles. And so we send into the chain of all enduring time our heritage, our hope, our friend. Goodbye, Malcolm. Your people thank you for having lived. Earth is better for your having lived. Men, women, and children are alive today because you lived. We thank you for coming to us. We do not contest your right to go away. Your debts are paid. This chapter of thy life is shut. Go now, dear Malcolm, and live once more in happier time and place. Thank you, Malcolm. So this next part is something we do as a group, just to give you all a heads up. So here we go. All now, meaning everybody here, all now, here lift up your eyes and say to him, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
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 Bye.
Bye, Malcolm.
Bye. Bye, Mal.
Goodbye, our dear goodbye. We'll miss you, you know. Let the body now draw away to be consumed to ashes and to dust in earthly and in cleanly fire, to be no more, no more. And that is done. Come, friends. He is all right. And he is gone. We have our work to do. And he has his. He will be welcome there to man. Okay, so now we're on the part of our service where I invite people to share their brief remembrances of our Malcolm. And it would help me if you sort of raised your hand so I could call on you. We're going to start first with Mitch Drobin, who's the executive director of the Church of Scientology of Long Island, and then we'll end with the family. So Mitch.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. I've known Malcolm from 76 at New York Org. He was a great friend of mine. I can tell you, he is one of the best intentioned, bravest, kindest persons you could ever meet. He helped many people in his law practice, and he was always fair and truthful. He wanted a better world for the future of mankind, his family, and himself. And he took great tasks to make that happen. He helped create two amazing children with his wonderful wife, Miriam, Danny and Amanda. He was very brave in that he took great risks in becoming Long Island's first humanitarian. And from that, the money was raised. From that example, the money was raised to buy an ideal org on Long Island. Malcolm knew Scientology would help mankind, and he endeavored to have people use it in their daily lives. He was active calling people up to do extension courses. He was always helping the org, and was a person I could go to for advice whenever needed. Malcolm will be well remembered, and I expect he will be back shortly, helping make this world a better place. We all loved him.
Nice, Mitch.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Okay, so somebody else that would like to give their remembrance of Malcolm?
Sure, can I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay. There's many things. I've known Malcolm for at least 30 years. And the thing that I just want to say and remember the most, and which really sticks out of my mind, is that in 2012, I went to the ship for a seminar on money, and Malcolm and Miriam were there. And Malcolm and Miriam invited me up to the OT dining area for all my meals, which was phenomenal. For me, that was, and of course, not being on the OT levels was even more incredible. And we just had so much fun, and it added so much to the to my experience on the ship that I really can't put it in words. But Malcolm and Miriam were true hosts, and made me feel like I was an OT, and it's just great. And we laughed and enjoyed the experience. And we're all three of us were in the seminar as well, so that even made it better. And so we got to know each other, even though we did know each other already and had many experiences together. But that's something that sticks out in my mind, and I'll always remember for as long as I live, certainly. Thank you.
That's lovely. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Yeah, Gina. Gina, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure that.
there you go. I can hear you now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were working on.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, I got to know Malcolm when we were growing into our posts together, so to speak, working together on OT committee activities. We definitely had our ups and downs, and we survived our bait and badger together, which was definitely an adventure. But we also had a lot of big wins. You know, a lot got done during our time period, and a lot of that, you know, Malcolm was behind making happen. Excuse me. Malcolm's, you know, sincere desire and intention to get Long Island org done and made ideal has been and will always be, as far as I'm concerned, a driving force in making it happen. Like I said, we had a lot of fun doing it. I saw sides of Malcolm that just made me smile, and always will. And I'm glad I have that, and I thank him very much for that.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Gina.
So maybe I'll add a few words to that. It's kind of interesting when I think about Malcolm, the phrase "all around good dude" just comes to mind. Malcolm, whatever was going on, I just remember him as someone granting a lot of beingness, like whoever you were, whatever was going on, whatever was happening. Like I said, he was just a good guy to be around. Like you felt he had a very nice space, like a very clean space, no matter what was going on. I first met him, I guess, in the early 90s when I got recovered to Scientology. And that was kind of close to when the Ideal Org project was kicking off. And, I remember being impressed by, what he and Miriam did, becoming Long Island's first humanitarians. And that definitely was a great milestone, and it set a great example. And I don't remember now if I was second, third, or whatever, doesn't really matter. But my becoming a humanitarian had a lot to do with what they were willing to do, the example that he and Miriam were setting, and the risks that they were willing to take to do it. So that was awesome. That definitely, it kind of paved the way for me to do it, which was really great. So it was awesome to follow in those footsteps. So Malcolm's a big being. I look forward to meeting him on future adventures, whenever that happens to be. And yeah, I think we're all much better off for having had him in our lives. So best luck and best wishes to him, and to Miriam and his family, of course.
Thank you.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice, Chris.
Oh, Keith.
Look, I consider Malcolm a very close, dear friend. Having spent many hours with him over the years, when I heard that he was passing soon, they asked for comments to be texted so that Miriam could read them to him, and all I could keep saying was, "I love you, Malcolm," you know, and just know I love you, and it's okay if you want to go, and if you have to go now, your body's sick. But that's the way I feel about the guy. I love him. I miss him already a lot. I have a lot of texts that I got from him that I don't want to delete. That up to the very end, he seemed to only care about who was going to be, how many people he was getting on course. Texting me right up to the point where he couldn't even move his fingers anymore about, who's, how do we help this person? How do we help that person? So that just shows me, what type of person he was or is. I mean, when I gave him an inkling that a certain person was getting back on their studies, he said it brings tears to my eyes. I agree with Chris that I don't think I would have done my humanitarian level without Malcolm and Miriam leading the charge. I said, geez, look, these guys are doing it. And that just shows what kind of person, how much he cared about putting a future there for Long Island. One of his almost last texts to me was just validating me and also validating people in the org. Like one of his last things he said to me was how much he admires Dawn, and how much he cares about Dawn and how beautiful and wonderful Kate is. And that was one of the very last little things that he typed to me, which I found touching. And it just shows you that Malcolm only cared about pointing out the good in everybody else. And he didn't really need that much attention on himself. I can tell you that Malcolm has helped me a lot, for free, legally, wouldn't take any money or anything from me. And he was a very, very big help for me. I remember all the great memories of him and everything he did to help Long Island Org, and all our endless conversations about baseball and what was wrong with the team, and, hoping for wins. Malcolm, wherever you are, hopefully you got a new body by now, but I love you and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Keith. That's lovely. Is that Dawn's hand? Yes, the wonderful Dawn.
I've known Malcolm a very long time, and Miriam, Danny, Amanda, you know probably better than anybody how loving a person he is, how loved he is by so many people. The thing about Malcolm is he just wanted to help. And there's a lot of us who help and want to help, but I can't believe the greatness of his desire to help anyone he was close to. And he would help in a very big way. And he has helped in a very big way, his fellow man. Scientology or not, he helped his fellow man. And that's one of the greatest attributes anyone can have, to care so much. Even up to the last few weeks before, and I saw him, he was helping in a great way. And he would insist, you do. what would help you and not back off. And to me, that's very integral. He truly is a being that granted beingness, and he is the definition of a humanitarian. And I don't mean just monetarily what he gave us, but what he gave us as a fellow human being. And then also, he is what greatness. And Miriam, you should show that to your children, because I think that he exemplifies that reference, what is greatness. I don't know what I can say about him. He was cheerful and uptone, and he will continue to be who he is into the future. And we all carry this with us. We carry Malcolm's beingness and cheerfulness and helpfulness into our futures. So I feel fortunate to having him as part of my life. And I think we all feel the same.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dawn. That was lovely. Whose hand is that?
Me, Tim.
Oh, Tim. Okay, great.
So there are tears and there are loss, but let's have a couple of joyful moments, because my exposure to Malcolm really got onto the baseball side. And when he found out that I was a coach, a little league coach of a baseball team, which I had done for at least 8 years, 6-8 years or so, which was as Kate knows, a legitimate barrier to my purification rundown. And she was totally reasonable about it the entire time. But Malcolm got a hold of this information, and he had a standard of excellence. Now, when you're coaching little league boys 9 to 14 and 15 years of age, you're lucky if you can get them to pay attention to the play. You can get them to stay in present time and show up and not pull dandelions out of the field and so forth. And it's like herding cats. But Malcolm was very passionate and enthusiastic, and told me, and I mean, if I imitate him, I'm not being anything less than respectful. He said, "You've got to scout, because you have to go to the games that they are playing in and take their names." And he had an entire system that he was trying to put on my lines for scouting so that I could have, because you have to win. And I tried to say to him, "Malcolm, it's about getting the kids more responsible, getting them more to present time, and just having fun." He did not have that. He could not have, no, you need to win. It's about winning. And he did it in a way that wasn't overly serious. He did it in a way that was obviously on purpose, because as a coach and a manager, you do want your team to win. P.S. My team never really was a winning team. Our wins were not on the scoreboard. Let's just say that. But he did put into my head the idea that, gee, maybe I should be up at that level of thinking, of thought, emotion, and effort, right? So that is, obviously there are many, many other things on a broader level that Malcolm was and has been and continues to be responsible for. But that anecdote of baseball to me and my experience, my first real communication, that was our communication. He always asked me how the team was doing, how's my son Johnny doing? And when Marie asked me recently what was Malcolm's team, was it the Yankees or the Mets, I actually felt guilty, Catholic guilt, that I didn't know that information. So be that as it may, he was a baseball fan. Susan had said underscore, capital letters, absolutely. But he really was the story I'm giving you there is, the message rather, is he had a standard of excellence, and it showed. And the baseball was a metaphor to probably the way he viewed the org, the way he viewed life, and however many other dynamics he had in his mind. So thank you.
That was great. Thank you
Nice,
so
Frank.
much. That really definitely encapsulated our Malcolm.
Nice, Tim.
Yeah. There is Lorraine. Yes. And here.
Okay, all
There
right.
you go.
Sorry.
There you go.
Just following up on the baseball thing, I remember many years ago, and it's nice to see Dan's face now because I never knew him, that I used to argue with Malcolm about the fact that there were certain events he couldn't attend or certain things he couldn't do because he needed to play baseball with his son. And in retrospect, wow, do I admire that, because he knew what was important at the moment. And that was the thing about Malcolm. He always knew what was important at the moment. And taking the time for his son for baseball, I think I admired. But then fast forward many years, I was doing call-in for events for the Long Island org. And there were certain events that Malcolm would tell me he would not be able to make. I later found out it was because of his illness. But when we started having virtual events, he got in touch with me and he said, here's what I want to tell you. You do not have to call me. I like talking to you, but you don't have to call me to confirm me for any future events. I am automatically confirmed for every event. And it was just like, OMG. And, and it was like, wow, and that was Malcolm. That was Malcolm. So that's it.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Oh, Marika. And here.
Hi, it's
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Hello. Yes. So I just wanted to say a few words too, because I haven't known Malcolm that long as you all knew him, but I was the OT committee member, OT committee chairperson in Long Island. And in 2008 or 2007, we were going to move to Los Angeles and I needed a replacement. And I didn't know what to do or how to go about it. And Malcolm was just so easy or so 100% like backing me up. He says, sure, I'll take it over. And I knew he had his family and I knew he had his work and he was, doing his auditing too. And he was like, I'll make it work. And he did. And it was like a total took over the responsibility. And that was really great. And I always enjoyed seeing him and Miriam, and Amanda was friends with my youngest daughter somewhat, So it was always nice to see them. And I just enjoyed listening to all these anecdotes, and I wish him well. And I really wish Miriam all my support and all my strength to you and your family. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much, Marika. That was wonderful. Anyone else?
Do you mind if I say something?
Absolutely, go.
Okay, so I just want to say like something really, really like beautiful that I noticed is like usually when I go to a service, I'll see different people speak, and they usually at least a few people preface it with, oh, well, I didn't know them very well, but, I noticed blah about them, or I didn't know them very well, but, and there is none of that here, like he gave all of himself to everybody. He did not hold back question about motive with him. he's just such a kind person who wants the best for every single person he meets. And part of that was that he did not he did not let you get away with being best, as good as you could be, you know, like he believed in you, and he treated everybody like his own and like his family, and he just wanted you to shine as best as you could, as bright as you could. And I love him so much, and I thank him so much for everything he's done. And I got to go see him with my mom when he was in hospice. And, you know, it wasn't like, you know, we weren't obviously having like a whole like conversation or anything, but I did just decide to say, I said, Malcolm, just so you know, the lessons are up this week. And he just gave me the biggest smile.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, wonderful.
So I love you, Malcolm.
Oh, that's really nice. For anybody that doesn't understand the thing about the lessons, so what he did to help the Long Island org was to make sure that people that were on extension courses actually turned in, like sent in a lesson every week. And so the statistic that he monitored, and he was unreasonable about it, boy, oh my gosh, nice, but boy, that statistic needed to be up. So that's what Danielle was meaning. Very nice, Danielle. I'm sure that made a big difference to him. Okay, anybody else? Let's see. Are you waving, Chris? I can't tell.
No, the cat just jumped in camera.
Hey, there you are. Yes, go ahead.
No, the cat just jumped in front of the camera, so I just moved the phone.
Oh, okay, good. Yes. But didn't you want to have? Yeah.
No, we're good.
Wait, no, we have somebody. No, we got that about the cat. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Dave.
am I on here?
Yes, Dave, go ahead.
Oh, great. I first met Malcolm when I was supervising in the academy in 1975 in Washington. We became great friends at that time, and I was delighted to be able to come to Long Island and spend time talking to him and going to the mango place for frozen mango. Oh, he was good with that. And when I heard he was on his way, I sat down and wrote something that I would like to read, if that's okay. It's not really long, but
good.
No, it's not really long, but it is straight from the heart.
Okay, good.
All right. Malcolm, I will not speak of you in past tense. To me, you're not gone, only a little redefined. Life is part of you. Busy is part of you. Caring is part of you. We are part of you. Your life defined friendship and stability. Malcolm, you're remembered. You're treasured. You are depended upon. You are trusted. You encouraged me if I slowed down. You cheered me when I moved forward. You counseled me when I had questions, and you guided me when my compass weakened. You are a source of joy and a source of stress that can be overcome. Of interest, of curiosity and fun, thank you. Our lives are better for the love and care that you shared, for value and the opportunity to know you, and for the example that you set simply by being here. Farewell for now. No one will deny you the right to seek relief, to pursue freedom, to start again newly, and smile as the sun once again rises in the morning. You are welcomed, you are remembered, you are well thought of, and most of all, Malcolm, you are loved. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Dave. That was really nice. Thank you. Okay, so anybody else?
I'd like to say something quickly.
Okay.
Thanks. I just wanted to say about Malcolm, what I remember most is just how much like he cared and loved about everyone and how clear and obvious he made that, but not in like he wasn't like showy about it. It just came out so clearly. Anytime I talked to him, he would just tell me how much he cared about everybody, how much he loved his friends, how much he wanted to help them. That was all he would ever say. He never had a negative thing to say about anybody. What I remember most is just being around the org, and I would be sitting in my office or doing something, and he would just walk by and just stop by my office and just look at me and just stand there like smiling at me. It's like, hi, Malcolm. And he would just go, hi. And he had just so much like love for everybody. And he was just so proud of his group and just so happy to see everybody with him and work with everybody. And he used every second of his life, literally every second of it, as much as he could to help as many people as he could. And I'll always admire him, and everything that I do to help others is based off of what a fantastic example he set for me of what a person should be like. And I just wanted to thank him for that and let his family know that we think that of him. And yeah, that.
Very, very nice. Thanks so much, Marie. Really wonderful. Yes, Harry.
Okay, yeah. What Marie said really resonates with me. My recall of Malcolm in my life is he was always there in the moment. You know, he had an excellent communication cycle, and that's where that comes from. He exemplified the application of really the Scientology basics, and I think that's the key. I have to say, way back, I guess I met him in the early '90s. Same thing. Oh, you know, he's helping me through a rough time. Harry, get on course. You need to get on course. Because he knew that was what was going to get me through the rough spot. And he just knew it. And he always had the right thing to say for the present time moment. So very fond memories of that. He exemplified being a Scientologist. No, for sure. I think his training, I guess he trained way back.
Yeah.
And he really learned it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's very,
okay.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you. Okay, so if there isn't anybody else, then we're going to go over to the family. So Amanda, did you want to say anything? You can or can't, it's up to you.
I'm gonna let my mom speak, and then I'm gonna have a couple words to say. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or my brother. Whoever.
Okay, good. Well, let's go to Danny then. Yeah. So Danny.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to defer to Mom as well. I just want to thank everyone for showing up, for being great friends. Dad really loved Scientology. And just one funny anecdote just to share is when he would go to the hospital, he was in and out all summer, and I would say, you know, are you going to be bored in the hospital? Like, what are you going to do? And he would always say, I have my tapes. Never bored. I have my tapes. So thought everyone would appreciate that. But I'm going to defer to Mom just to, if she can't make it through a while, I'll take over. But
I like that, Danny.
Okay, good. That was very good, Danny. Yeah, and just so you know, it shows you, those of us who are, you know, over 60, that we still call them tapes when they're actually CDs. So we know exactly what was meant there. Some of these other people, they may not understand that. But yeah, I call them the same thing, tapes. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miriam.
Oh, no, I'll talk. Hi. So, Susan, thank you for that beautiful service. Just a funny story about Mal and his studies. He would ask me to bring his dictionaries to the hospital room because he took his studies very seriously. and he never gave up even when he was in the hospital bed studying until maybe the very end. But he was a student until the end, and he took everything very seriously. You guys are all his friends. And he loved you very much. And thank you.
Absolutely, Miriam.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we love you too.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, he just considered you his friends, and he was very just discerning about who his friends were, but you guys were his friends. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so if nobody else had anything else to say.
Did you want to say anything? Yeah, I just wanted
Amanda, go ahead.
Yeah. Dave Tidman, do you remember me?
Of course I do.
Great. So yeah, I remember you too. So I actually read your poem to my dad at his bedside, and that was really special and meant a lot to me because I think it was during a time where I didn't have the words and you gave them to me. So I just wanted to let you know that. And it's really comforting and special to see how many people
Let me
felt
get it. That's a bad angle.
the way about my dad that I do, my mom does, my brother does. And yeah, just we're all so enthusiastic about who my dad was and what type of person he was. And it means a lot to know how many people could relate to how much we loved him and what a special person he was.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Yeah.
Danny, did you want to say anything else?
I think Amanda said it perfectly.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, yes, Sylvia. Yes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I just wanted to say, well, a couple of things. I live here in Clearwater now, and it's wonderful. And I'm on Solo Knots. But before I was on Solo Knots, I was standing in the elevator at the AO where I practically lived for 2 years, and the doors are getting ready to close. And all of a sudden behind me, like halfway across the room, I hear this voice. And I was like, oh my God, that's Malcolm. And I turn around and by God, there he is. And he's coming in the elevator. And he was here for a refresher or review or something. And this was probably about 6 or 9 months ago. Anyway, it was fabulous to see him. I was really, really happy to see him. But his voice was so distinctive. And as a being, he was the most tenacious person that I have ever met. Maybe whole track, I don't know. But he had a tenacity and a spirit and a single-mindedness that I have yet to meet in any other person. And he showed it. He, as one of my teachers said many years ago, wear your heart on your sleeve, wear all your hearts on all your sleeves. And he did. He was going to get Scientology and love and helpfulness and pure spirit into the world. And he did. And he did that. And he will, and he's doing it now. And he's doing it wherever he is. And no matter what form he takes, he will continue to do it. So I didn't know him. I didn't have a lot of personal communication with him, but I saw his spirit and it's immortal. Thank you.
Wow, that was so great. And that's such a wonderful way to end this service with that point of view. So, because that's for sure who Malcolm Babel is. And so thank you all very, very much for coming and celebrating Malcolm's life. And we know that he will go on to wonderful things. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Susan, great job.
Nice,
Bye, all.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
My condolences, Miriam.